this is Kichik, and welcome back to another, well, kind of adventure, but more like detective work in the dramatic region of Fontaine. So where we left off in the last episode, we got a portable cooking pot, and we're gonna have some snacks made by this pretty looking lady, Navia.
These three are quite the interesting group.
It's Furina Resolve thing. Macarons. Okay. Okay. Oh, good. We got some tea with that.
Oh, it's even better now.
Meanwhile, I got real water. Oh, shoot. Okay, autoplay.
From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process.
And the tea! It's pink!
You ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
That's not quite what Paimon meant, but okay.
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks.
I want you in my
Beating egg
roster.
whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
I want the cotton candy
Well,
one.
Eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Okay, I'm looking at these macarons. That thing looks a little weird in terms of positioning. Oh, pink tea. So, funny how these macarons in there while I'm having Oreo cake that I made with my little sister.
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
So we're left with 2 other people.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
Do we have evidence of this third person? Or it could be either one of them.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
Oh, remember, that numbering machine, it did not choose at random. It purposely chose her, or the seat that she sat at.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off.
Remember the numbering
Does she have
machine.
any motive? The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troops.
Oh, I forgot.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet!
Paimon or Nave, if you take that blue and pink one, I
my
am going to
specialty
destroy
after
you.
all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest!
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon
Rubit.
knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
Oh, sure.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons. Then may they turn into stone in her stomach.
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Oh, no need to do that.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Okay, the thought of even more
Wow,
sweets
this
is actually
really is
making me
your
a little
hobby,
sick. Oh, I'm not sure if I want to finish this Oreo cake now. It's just sitting there looking like potting soil on the white dish on my
That's it
desk.
for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area.
Cool.
I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again.
Alright, we're gonna have that like Sumeru
It
function.
would be awkward if
We
you
already
got all
had that
tongue-tied on
function
stage
with
during the trial.
the guy buried in the sand.
Alright, thanks for your help and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Okay. So possibility.
Alright,
Maybe.
it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial.
Oh, finally. Wait. Okay. Careful about the UID. Detective in action. Alright, this place we're free to roam around it now. Doesn't look like we can activate any chests.
Take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Alright. So we need to wait for the trial on the following day. Look at these. Oh, how on earth do I get on these special seats up there? Funny how a little harbinger is walking around here. Oh man, that poor thing's broken. Alright. Oh yeah, I was about to say, maybe it was Kao who was about to, who was like attempting to kidnap the, Halsey? Like, I mean, the likelihood of third person is kind of slow. Doesn't look like, I mean, even though they're both victims, it's possible that an accident occurred in Cole's plan because he had the trust of all of the troops.
No time to lose.
There could be a huge organization that he's a part of that abducting girls at that age. And he must have like known who that, he knows who she is, Halsey. He knew that this is like a girl to take an opportunity, so he could have tampered with the numbering machine, the randomizer, and made it go to a specific number without Linny noticing because he is an assistant and Linny left his assistants to check with the props. And so Cowl, maybe he was, but that's about the cage. The cage, like it fell down. So even if Halsey was in that box, then what's the point of taking that dead body of her and with this cage to mess things up? It's also strange. But I think I might have been getting onto something without the story really telling me what it is. So I got just this hypothesis to come along. Yes, participate up. All right, let's have Razor come along. Why not? Oh yeah, this is the cool place. Viewpoint. Oh, and is that the Ortrist over there? Oh man, I keep on trying to use the Sheikah scope, but guess not. No chests, from what I see. Okay, oh, do we need to? No, that's not right. We still need to do that event. this a little quickly off screen. Where is that? So this
Why would it be him?
Oh, there's a missing thing.
That size wouldn't have been a problem for Paimon.
Oh, okay. Shut up, Paimon. I do not need your comments. Well, unless they could be important. So we need to, there's something. Oh, we've been missing stuff.
Whoever the murderer was, they must have made preparations well beforehand.
So, yeah, my money is in coal.
We all heard that,
noise,
right,
didn't
mateys?
we? The performance would not have been visible from where the doors were guarded. If Paimon were on duty, she would have snuck back into the attic. Well,
Okay.
there was no chance
Yeah,
Paimon
money
could have seen
is
that
on
the box had
coal.
2 layers.
Need to clear my
And
throat.
that there would take
So, like, can we even see these things again? Oh, we're already in. Looks like I'll have to go in.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
Step by step.
Good plan.
Because there's actually some evidence missing, right? The relevant clues in the opera house and the tunnel? But I checked everything in the tunnel, right? I checked.
Things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting
Shoot,
them
I
on the
forgot to do
stand.
my stopwatch. I keep on doing that.
Besides, I doubt Furina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
This crust of the Oreo cake, it tastes burnt, like burnt marshmallows. Look at these things. They look like the volunteers.
Finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
We're missing some
honest,
clues.
You might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Guys, don't you see that
you
it's
all
it
look
could be cold?
disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence.
We're missing. Come on,
But
game,
don't let
please.
that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Okay, clearly reviews the details of the magic trick.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Furina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
So Lenny, how did he not know about the sound?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Oh, okay. Furina is winning.
Could those mean...
The Ortresses. It's deciding.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen,
Is it
allow
AI?
me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
House the Hearth? It sounds familiar. But Tui?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
Oh my goodness! Furina's
That's
gonna
irrelevant.
win!
Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
You know,
Indeed.
Bilby's
Then
trailer
perhaps
name
you
was
could tell us
the
everything
greatest
that happened during
fraudster.
that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
What's going on? There must be
The
other
Outlander is speechless.
potential
my, oh
things.
My, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose.
Is she really
This
like trying to
was almost
stir up
too
these
easy.
emotions?
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
What?
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Hold on, I'm trying to process things. They're Fatui.
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Furina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
So, a magician's ability to con others. Yeah, sounds like Bilby. Lenny has concealed his identity, so it could be set up. The child was in Fontaine. There must be another scheme at work, and he wants to fight Chlorine, right? A victim of such schemes before, and now we have to turn on them?
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
Oh, the Orchis really is going in the favor of Furina.
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the
Why did we
sentencing already.
mention what if Cowell had motives? Or am I like missing something that completely collapses my theory? Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My client has withheld some key information.
In that case, what is your request?
Adjournment. There are things
Is
that must
that
be
really
discussed.
necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
Yeah, we need to get the other clues.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Okay, Furina, she's clearly stirring these emotions up in order to feel the Oratress. It's like she's done it on purpose.
Well,
What do you have to say about
this
yourself,
is
C2?
awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up.
I mean, she is a god.
I'm sorry, Traveler. And
No
Paimon.
wonder she knew about our identities.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad!
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Yeah, didn't
now,
Child
we want to
and
save
Signora
people,
clash with each
as
other?
many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
How should we trust you?
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
What's the House of the Hearth really about? The other issue, where did you actually go when the trick was being performed?
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now!
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Oh, okay. So what'd you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
So why was Cal in that box?
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Oh, the Oratrice. It is a mystery.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it.
What
the
does
whole
the House
truth.
with the Hearth want
I
to do
swear,
with it?
I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
There's like a lack of malice in their actions, right?
Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I'll defend you. Because it looks like... I mean, the Fatui is very complicated. Clearly there's like nice workers. I still don't know what the House of the Hearth is.
Okay, thank you.
Because there's something clearly something else.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Water joke?
Huh?
The adjournment's almost over. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, my brain is a little slow. It's nighttime, so Lenny's statement: the Oratress core did not witness the crime taking place and thus did not hear the herd. The voice in the Oratress core chamber. There's a voice. Maybe the key thing? I don't know what the key is actually. All my guesses are not as watertight as I think the story would have gone. So adjournment ends and a nail-biting trial reconvenes.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Furina as fact. Therefore, Lady Furina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Oh, now I figured out what the key evidence is. If you guys can guess it, maybe leave it in the comments. Don't skip ahead of the video. You can leave your comments right now. So opposition's account of events. You can identify loopholes. Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions or facts or replace them with new inferences. Oh, clear Oratress. Okay. To complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. Alright, begin refutation!
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud.
Yeah, but he would have heard the thud.
He did not realize that the sound finally.
Oh shoot! God damn it!
Knock her out before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her.
Okay.
At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linney red-handed. So Linney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box.
Why would why would anyone want a dead Halsey
through the magic box in the audience stands before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled
Would
an
Lenny
accident?
know about the ropes though?
And there you have it. That's the
These
truth
these are a little broken. Lenny said he did not hear
any
the thud.
objections to Lady Furina's description of the events?
100% number 2 first.
Refuting Lady Furina is the order of events.
Oh,
What he
okay.
experienced and what he saw.
So let's see. This, it goes around clockwise. So this is the loophole. He did not hear the thud. No one left the opera house during the magic show. Oh, looks like we have like 6 of these. Some mysterious voice, very confused when he saw them. So many audience members heard this thump, but he did not hear this.
According to Linney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Okay, so he knocked Halsey out and removed her clothes. So, but hold on, let's go back. However, was really in the tunnel at that time? He did not. It was in the underground structure, right? Good.
Linney went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Okay, I mean, it doesn't make a good statement because these guys are literally sneaking into a sacred part of the Fontaine, well, decision-making device. So he was like Lenny, he was very confused about the clothes being there. So he knocked it out with the vase, but no. Hold on. It isn't like my evidence, my refutations don't say anything about the vase. The existing evidence indicates that when the crime had already taken place, and all Lenny saw was clothes, right? This there.
Lenny
Okay.
did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Okay, he did. What? No!
When the countdown started,
Oh shoot! No, I
Lenny
didn't. I didn't.
indeed go into the tunnel.
Or was I already done?
But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored.
It's quite blasphemous for the Fontaine crowd to hear.
Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
Yes, we're even. Good. Successful. Okay, we can click off now. Oh, this is taking pretty long.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
It was,
In other
pretty
words,
much.
You believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
He was looking for the Oratrice. My opposition's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
Bah! You say that Cal bumped into Lenny by chance, tampered with a premeditated fashion.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Lenny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Exactly!
They have a point.
That's right, you tell them! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things
I mean,
around.
we just met, Navia.
Well, your denial is very strident. I'll give you that.
How you
But
refuted
what proof do you have
Lenny's
to back
alibi
your
initially?
claims? Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard
He
that
was
sound?
not.
Why do you ask?
It only took him
You're
50
saying that he
seconds
wasn't.
to, like, actually be in the box. It's a critical clue. Most reasonable evidence? Oh, Lenny's statement, the Oratrice. That's irrelevant. Oh, these guys are relevant. Wait, I forgot. Oh no! Deceased identity? No, that's irrelevant. She... I forgot the alibi. Oh shoot! Oh, my memory sucks! Halsey is the missing person. She's a famous painter. She had also Lenny. Lenny wouldn't have killed her.
Oh, to give this more thought.
Oh yeah. We need. There was a loud thump, but Lenny didn't hear it.
That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played. To think you'd use such logic.
We're mastermind detectives.
Well then,
taking
if it
lessons
wasn't
from
Lenny who
Kashi.
committed the crimes, then who was it?
Cowl. The murderer was. Oh, gear icons. We got Aether. Select the gear art interface. Select and fill all the empty gears. The logic chain. So the guard's investigation report indicates that the fireworks released near were ignited. So, how did culprit trigger the Austin? If Lenny is no longer under suspicion, then other members of the troupe have been able to tamper with the props. Lenny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Lenny himself would also use his tunnel to get to the other side. And Lynette and her assistant would take charge of on-stage interactions. The clothes belonged to Halsey, and it went missing and found in the tunnel. So we don't know why. Who was the only person that could possibly have committed the crime?
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along?
I said my money is on Cowell, but this third one is likely too. Maybe he wanted himself as dead?
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant.
You know what, I'm gonna go with my original hypothesis, or theory. Yeah, unless there's another member of the troupe. Yes! Yes, I got it! I got the hypothesis correct! I knew it! Oh, I knew it from the very start! Well, not very start, but I started piecing things together before the story, like, you know, elaborated.
The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
He must have, like, gotten himself, like, either it was an accident or he wanted to hide the evidence by, you know, him being dead.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to
gained the trust of the rest of the troupe. How can we envisage Lenny and have him been unable to interfere? Let's do it step by step, because if it is Lenny,
no one entered or left the opera house through its entrances.
No, that doesn't relate.
So, Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
Yeah, this is the one. The altercation in the tunnel.
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lenny as well.
Altercation.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey
let me do a little more to speaks. Altercation. What does that mean? A noisy argument? No, strange sound. Maybe.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, the deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been...
Okay, let's try something else. Who was this prime suspect is currently... Well, Lenny has been evened out, so we're going for Cowell.
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lenny as well. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Where did she go?
Clothing was in the tunnel. So
maybe
there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
Oh, this is actually kind of hard.
The opera house through its entrances. So
okay, I might actually get this wrong. Either the clothing or the sound. No, oh no, that thing's wrong. Okay, where's the
clothing was in the tunnel. It would have been tough for both.
Okay, so anything other... No! Oh my goodness! Why am I screwing up? It's this one!
Clothing was in the tunnel.
This? What? Oh, we don't have... Oh, okay, it was played. The methods behind Lenny's magic trick, and must have been in a position to easily modify the equipment. How he died, Cowell had all means to commit the crime at the disposal. The strange noise could be the sound of Cowell and Halsey struggling. Lenny was not in the tunnel for 1 minute, so Cowell took this time to bring Halsey out the magic box in the audience stands. By the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house, or so even he had taken her. So that means there's no means of exiting. It would be in full view of the audience, so they would be discovered.
Wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where did she go? Did she ascend in Tears of the Kingdom?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I
is
thought
there a
you had
secret
something to show for
location
it,
in the
but
opera
it seems
house?
You're still far from the truth.
Some Someone with powers or something?
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track?
A different track?
Just
What
like
is
the
that?
trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
Also, Cal had an
If only we
accident?
knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would
But
be nice.
it was the trick, right? With Lynette in the tank. Come on, you guys!
And it's not like this is
This
a
is a
magic
critical
trick
thing.
where you
Yes!
just make
Yes!
a real
Yes!
life person
Oh my God!
disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank.
Yes, I know it! I pasted together on this beforehand. It's the water!
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the
Shut up!
performance.
This is serious! Oh, but Furina, she's winning.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next
No,
stage of the
we
trial.
have another argument. Hold on. It is. We're gonna
Lenny
do
was
another.
not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
How can we invent
The
it?
sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Got it. And then
The
the
vase was not
water.
broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
That's right. Correct. Oh. All right, we got it. Oh, this is going on for so long.
Paimon gets it. It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped.
I'll go ahead and end off the video here because I don't want my computer to like go. If you can hear that. So, yeah, we'll continue off this trial in the next episode for us to, well, see how things play out. So I'll just upload it later. However, my computer can render the video, and then, you know, my internet is being very crappy right now. So it will take a long time for it to go on YouTube. So that's why there's huge gaps in between videos. I'll see you guys all later.